Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
RICMOTECH, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, RICMOTECH.com.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to All-Star 15 TV on the broadcast tonight. It is the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity series coming to you live from Nashville Super Speedway. Glad to have you with us. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow, do all that wonderful stuff so you stay informed with All-Star 15 TV. Joining me up in the broadcast booth, my Wednesday night co-host, as always, Mike Campiccio.
AJ, how we doing? Everybody at home, how y'all doing? Hope you all ready to have some fun watching the Concrete Canyon, as they call it, Nashville Super Speedway. AJ.
Yeah, qualifying just about halfway through. Kyle Zimmer, currently your provisional pole winner. You see Nate Orlowski, this should be his first lap on the books. That's good for P6. Mike, in these Xfinity cars, as you kind of ran them last year, you probably know them a little bit better than I do. A lot of people are talking about how tight these cars are going to be around this concrete racetrack.
Oh yes, AJ, these Xfinity cars in particular are a lot tighter than what the trucks were last night when I was running in the Truck Series race here at Nashville Super Speedway. Trucks are a lot looser than what these cars are, and the Xfinity cars wear a lot more tire wear than what the trucks do. So you're going to have to really watch how you enter these corners and get back to the gas, because if you're not careful, you're going to be fighting that machine off the corners, and turn 2 and turn 4, that wall is going to come out and bite you.
Paul Irvin getting the go on his first lap in the Brant 48 Chevy Camaro. But before we continue with qualifying, we'll stay on Paul Irvin here, but we have some points to talk about, Mike. And let's start it with right here. These are our driver points. Joe Torres currently with the points lead at 103. Alan Fox at 98. Austin Karp at 92. Bryce Senzak at 88. And Gary Wells sitting in 5th at an 86. Early on in the season, a lot of close battles that we're going to see, and most likely going to go through the whole season with these close battles. But Joe Torres currently with a 5-point lead over second place, Alan Fox. Does anything in that view right there kind of surprise you, with maybe a driver being up high or a driver that should be higher up?
Well, as I'm looking at this here on the top of the screen, now what surprises me here, and it's actually a good surprise, is Taylor Bertram right there. He's in 7th place in the points. That's a very good slot for him. He's a lot higher than what you would probably normally see, but that is a good sign for Taylor to have a great season ahead, and hopefully I just did not just jinx him.
Yeah, no kidding. But let's now bring up our team points. Prime Motorsports sitting at 186, and you go down 8 positions. Spartan Esports at 178, then Warrior Enterprises in 3rd at 171. Royalty Motorsports at 96, SimSpark Racing at 90, and then ACR sitting at 42 points. So up towards the top three, a good close battle, but then you basically go off a cliff with Royalty Motorsports, SimSpark, and ACR, which they really have to put a fire underneath them to get it back into gear. As Thwaites will go P2, P3, Alan Fox goes P2 on his first lap. Bryce Senzek on the racetrack. Let's see how that 09 does. He's going to dive it into turn 3.
And just mentioning the points you just talked about, those teams' points, especially with those 3 teams at the bottom, they don't get their act going, AJ. I think it's going to be a 3-team race for the team championship.
And Senzak will put it 7th. Alan Fox is going to lose it coming out of 4. Cross that lap off the board. He's going to have to sit with that P2 as Paul Irvin did take provisional pole. Vital goes P4. Austin Karp coming out. Let's see what he's going to put on board. P2, great lap from the 88.
That was a monster lap right there for Austin Karp.
Well, nobody else left to put down a lap. We're going to step away for just a moment. We'll be right back, everybody.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
We are back. We're here with that number 48, Paul Irvin. Dude, congratulations on the pole. How does it feel, and what are you planning on for the race this evening?
Thanks, AJ. Yeah, it was just put the whole lap together. It was almost a 9. I really thought I was going to get down and break that 30-second barrier. Yeah, running here last night in the trucks really helped kind of know how it's going to handle, how to drive the track. So really glad I was able to run last night. It's just a patient track. Been trying to tell the guys, Gary Wells and everybody over there, you gotta rotate the corner. You gotta just, roll through the center of the corner. If you think that you need to get in the gas, wait just a half second longer before you get in the gas. So just be patient, and hopefully we don't make the same mistakes as last night, and actually be up here at the end of this thing.
All right, dude. Well, good luck. Maybe we'll see you right around lap 48 for the stage. Maybe we'll talk to you later.
That's the goal. Keep the cot warm for me.
Absolutely, dude. Have a nice race.
Thank you, guys.
Paul Irvin. And Mike, let's run down those starting lineups real fast before we get going here this evening. Here we go. On pole, the number 48 of Paul Irvin. Austin Karp sitting in second. Your second row, Alan Fox, Michael Thwaites. Row 3, Joshua Vital, Kyle Zimmer. Row 4, Daniel Krim, Kyle Miller. And rounding out the top 10 in row 5, Bryce Senzak and Gary Wells. Mike, take us to 20.
All right, AJ. In 11th, we got Jim Ott. In 12th place is Nate Orlowski. In 13th is Dennis Ansman. In 14th is Adam Capps. 15th is Joe Torres. 16th is Taylor Bertram. In 17th is Joshua King. In 18th is Ryan Fry. In 19th is Joshua Gillian. And rounding out your top 20 is Connor Coleman.
And then from 21st to the rest of the field, you have Derek Carr, Cat in 21, Ethan Pimpley in 22, Mike Robinson in 23, and Caleb Hatt in 24. Mike, real fast, run down the points to tonight's race.
All right, AJ, let's do this real quick. We got 145 laps tonight here at Nashville Superspeedway, 192.85 miles. The stage is lap 48. These guys have 5 sets of tires in the pits, and the fuel run is about 38 to 42 laps today.
And we're looking at a track temperature sitting at right around 78 degrees. It is very comfortable for the people up in the stands sitting at 70 degrees. Might need a little suntan lotion, some sunblock to keep those harmful rays away. But that pace car about to duck down for cover down pit road. We are about to go green for the first time this evening. And glad to have you here. Hit that like button, subscribe, and we are
green flag.
Green here at Nashville Super Speedway. I'm still trying to get used to timing that out. Paul Irvin on the inside is going to want to get hooked up and get by the 88. The 88, ooh, very strong on that outside. I don't think the 48 is cleared. I'm going down towards turn 3 on lap 1, and yes, he does. Looked like Cart might have backed off just a little bit to give the 48 a tiny bit of room.
But these restarts right here, folks, watching at home, this is the time of the race you want to make up as most of your spots that you can get, because especially when these guys get single filed out, it's going to be hard to pass here at Nashville Super Speedway.
And as we are starting to see it fan out, there's the 99 of Michael Thwaites, the 47 of Daniel Krim. Thwaites is going to come down to that inside lane. And now we're looking just a little bit further back of the 09 of Bryce Senzak. He's going to have the 25 of Kyle Zimmer to his outside. And no, Kyle Zimmer's going to back out. And here comes the 4 and the 6. Already some movement on the racetrack here.
6 car, Kyle Miller, he's looking for a little bit of redemption from last night, because last night he had an internet connection issue that didn't really give him much of a chance last night in the truck race. So look for Kyle Miller to possibly get some redemption tonight.
Absolutely. Be the 4 of Jim Ott. He's already +2 positions. There's 4 laps in.
And speaking of this battle, too, you got your pick right there, Dennis Ansman in the number 3 car back here.
Yeah, he's currently sitting in 11th. Everybody, for the most part, has gone single file. It looks like Senzak is the only one within the top 20 or so. Senzak and Daniel Krim battling. As I say that, they go single file, and that's going to open up the door for the 25 and Ott to almost go side by side.
All right, we'll let the people know at home I did pick Paul Irvin, but that was before he won the pole, folks, okay?
Yes, it was. But Mike, give us a little bit of a background. You ran that Truck Series race last night. I know the trucks are different than the Xfinity cars, but the track is about the same, temperature-wise, daytime-wise. What kind of changes are these drivers going to go through?
Well, as they're going to go through a long run, you're going to start off really tight, and then you're going to start to get looser and looser as the run goes on. But if you don't take care of your tires that well, you're going to really start fighting the machine all the way through the corners. I mean, you might be loose 1 minute, and then the next moment you might be super tight. So these guys got to watch that, because when it's as hot as it is right now, this track is greasy, it's oily, it's just rubber's going to be laid down from the tires, and it's just the track's going to go through a constant change.
And up front, we're going to jump back to Paul Irvin because he's got about a half a second lead over Alan Fox. And your top three basically are pulling away from the rest of the field. Alan Fox in second. In third, you have Austin Karp. And then about a second, you have Joshua Vital and Bryce Senzak. Senzak is making moves towards the front. As much as I'm happy to see somebody running through the field, it's pretty cool, but you really got to think about burning up those Goodyear Eagles for later on in the run. He's going to make the pass right there on Joshua Vital.
Got Kyle Zimmer a few spots back. Zimmer was looking underneath Daniel Krim for that position, but they got single file now. And Zimmer's going to try it again here off of 4. If he can get a good run. It's really hard to pass somebody on the inside. I was noticing that, especially last time in the trucks. It's very, very hard to pass somebody on the inside.
Yeah, it kind of has the speed of an intermediate, but the cornering of a short track and what you're going to have to do to other vehicles at a short track. I wouldn't be surprised if we get later on the run if we see some bump and runs.
We got Michael Thwaites on the 99 going to the inside of Josh Vidal. That's for 5th here.
Yeah, that 26 is starting to go backwards. He had an early, a couple lap charge all the way up to 3rd, but now he's all the way back in 6th. A little bit further back, newcomer Joshua Gillen. He's driving the number 1 Toyota Supra right on your screen in the default XMS scheme.
We got 4 cars under a blanket. While you're looking at that, we got 4 cars under a blanket. You got Dennis Hansman, Krim, Kyle Miller, and Zimmer. 4 cars under a blanket right here. Woo.
As you see Daniel Krim in that 47, using that middle lane to really protect spots.
Normally Krim's very good at saving his tires, and he's good on a long run, but this, right now, he does not look like he's got the car underneath him right here early on in this race.
Are we talking about here, Krim?
Yeah, Krim.
I don't know. Krim right now is just -3 positions. People are passing him to that inside, but he's 100% not making it easy for everybody. And for the most part, you want to beat to that inside, correct, Mike?
You do, yes, because the higher you run up, the more it's going to wear on your tires. But that middle line will be a little bit faster at some point during the run, because I saw a few guys last night, they were being able to pass people on the outside if the car, or the truck in that case, was struggling in front of them.
We're going all the way to lap 48 for this stage. They do have 5 sets of tires in the pits. Pretty spread out nicely over 145 laps. So unless you have issues, you should possibly come home with at least 1 set or be able to use 1 set for a possible green-white checkered attempt later in the race. But we have a lot to do before we get there.
I know I had 1 set of tires left in the pits last night when I finished the race.
Up front, that 73 starting to close in on Paul Irvin. For a while, it was just about maybe 0.6 of a second. It's down to a half a second. And now we're seeing 0.45 entering turn 1. But our big battle early on in this race starts with that 6 of Kyle Miller, Vital, Krim, and Zimmer, all under a blanket. They have Gary Wells in 14th, Taylor Bertram in 15th, Joshua King sitting in 16th, Nate Orlowski 17th, Mike Robinson 18th, 19th. It's Derek Catt and Connor Coleman right where he started in 20th. Adam Capps, somebody who was running very well yesterday, and even Monday, right here on the channel. If you were watching, until coming off of pit road, he kind of stepped on the gas a little too hard and spun out. But Adam Capps showing a lot of life in that 2 in multiple racing series. Look for him to really start moving up.
I was gonna say him and Joe Torres, man. That's like 2 corners in a row. They almost door banged a little bit in the middle of the corner. He's looking aggressive early on, I'll tell you that much.
And that 2 is just +1, but it's a long race to go. We're putting lap 18 on the board. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow, share it out. Let's get a lot of racing fans on board watching what we're seeing right now, as we have a battle for second. Alan Fox, Austin Karp. And look who's walking away once again at 48. Oh, there goes the 88. He's going to dive it into turn number 1, and he's going to clear the 73.
That was a little bit of competition. I heard over the radio that Alan Fox said, "You're faster than me, bud. Go ahead and take it."
And you know what that could possibly do? That 88 could give a little bit of a toe to the 73, and they might end up catching Paul Irvin. We're going to have to wait and find out here, but...
Oh, Adam Capps got the wall off of 4. That 2 car smacked the wall. Gary Wells is looking to the outside here now. That 2 car brushed the wall off of 4.
Yeah, see Gary Wells in the 27. They're side by side through the turn and coming off the turn. Gary Wells able to keep it off the wall. He's having a nice run down the backstretch.
And Capps is he's gonna slide right up there.
Wow, and he's
gonna
go again.
2 laps in a row. Whew.
Honestly, that move from Gary to let him go and cut to his inside was very smart.
Yeah, because if he did not let him go, that's a possible chance that both of those guys are gonna smack the wall.
And there goes the 27, making a pass on the mistake.
Yeah, 2 has so much speed in the middle of the corners, man. That's impressive to see what he can do, and especially in the middle of the corner. He gets back to the throttle so much quicker.
On board with Adam Capps here. That was a really nice turn 1 for him.
Yeah, especially in 3 and 4, the last couple laps. He dives it in, and then he can get back to the gas. Well, super quick, but looks like he's coming to pit road. Yeah, Taylor Bertram's coming right in behind him too. That 5.
Splitting the stage in right about half. Everybody was going to have to pit. Jim Ott leading from 4, 5, 6. Let's see if we're going to have any other takers. We saw last night be very beneficial to the drivers that did pit a lap or 2 early. Paul Irvin now hitting pit road. Kyle Miller as well. Gary Wells and Mike Robinson all hitting pit road. That's going to give the lead to Austin Karp as he is pulled away from Alan Fox. See if we're going to have any other takers hitting pit road. Now, we also saw multiple drivers stay out very, very long, and it really hurt them. I think it was Matt Cochran staying out long last night, an extra 15, 20 laps, and he ended up going a lap down because of it. But with the couple cautions we had at the end of the race, Mike, I don't think it really mattered because he was able to get the lap back and was able to fight for, I think, a top 15 finish.
Well, Matt Cochran saw Sean Garrett right on the front straightaway on that last lap last night. That was a hellacious hit that those two had. But I noticed myself last night, and especially when we got into the second half of the race, I started short pitting more and more, doing a different type of strategy than I did in the first stage. Because I didn't want to be caught out being one of the last guys to pit last night.
Yeah.
See Joe Torres here looking to the inside of Josh Vidal here. These guys have been in a heated battle here.
All right before pit stops as well. Adam Cass last time by a 30:18, fastest lap of the race out of all drivers.
And here comes Paul Irvin. He's looking like Superman here, and he's like, all right, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go?
Yeah, and we've seen that have a lot of issues being a faster car and fresh tires with nowhere to go and forcing an issue.
Oh, he's taking it 3 wide right here. Woo! Hang on.
And he's going to be able to make the pass before they even exit the turn. Wow. I did not have that on the bingo card. 3 wide to the outside and making the pass. Zenzak and Thwaites right there. That's 5th and 6th. But more pit stops. Joshua King hitting pit road. Like, it's going to be very interesting, especially when we start to see those top drivers in the leaderboard hit pit road, but possibly right around 10 laps to go. Do you risk taking 2 tires and a splash to kind of get out fast and maybe still possibly get stage points?
I mean, that's an option it's definitely an option that these guys need to consider. But personally, I'd just take 4 tires and a little bit of fuel just to get you enough to the stage to cut it down. But somebody might try it and see if they could do it on 2 tires. But we had a guy last night do 2 tires on the truck race that brought out a late yellow, and he said 2 tires was not the move.
Well, at least he's honest about it.
He was. He was very honest about it. So we'll see.
Nate Orlowski hitting pit road in the 69 Ford F-150. Oh boy. Jim Ott, Alan Fox under a blanket, and here comes the 48. Are we going to see 3 wide again?
He's gonna take it. Oh!
A little bit of contact to Jim Ott.
Woo. That was tight.
The 4 able to hold on to it.
It's going to be interesting. I was going to say, yeah. It's going to be very interesting here, too, with these guys staying out as long as they have on tires and fuel. What the
88's coming in.
As the 88 is in. But it's going to be very interesting to me to see where these guys are going to flesh out at compared to the other guys.
We're under a pit cycle here. Want to send out any condolences to anybody in Florida, Georgia, anybody down there. Hopefully you guys are staying all right. We're praying for you, and if you're watching, glad to have you here, but hopefully it's from a safe area. There's the 44 of Jim Ott. Mick, that is Alan Fox in the 73. See the 3 of Dennis Ansman making a pass. I don't know. Alan Fox is always pretty fast. Is there any way he could save about set? Oh, he's coasting. He is trying to save it the whole way.
That is impressive. If he can do this, that is very impressive.
That's 7 laps that you're going to have to try to save. If not more.
I just hope that he does not run out of fuel at the wrong spot on the racetrack, because if he does, you're going to go multiple laps down if you don't make it back to pit road.
Absolutely, and I doubt with everybody knowing how fast you are that you probably won't get any help unless you have some teammates out there.
The 26, I just heard over the radio there, AJ, the 26 is starting to save fuel too. He's starting to coast.
I feel like you needed to save fuel from the drop of the green, basically.
You would have thought, but these guys they're trying it, all right. This is going to be very interesting to see if this is going to pay off for any of these guys. And the one thing is, they can't get run over either. That's another thing.
Yeah, so anybody to possibly help that 73 if he were to run out of gas, you have Senzak and the 99 of Thwaites. So if anything happens where that 73 runs out of fuel, look to those two drivers, as both of them right behind him in the running order. I wonder if they're doing the exact same thing, and they are.
Oh, Mike Robinson was sideways. He saved it. Sorry, AJ, that was going to be a caution there if he fully spun it out, but he was dirt tracking that thing in 3 and 4.
See what we got here. He's the 22 black and pink Chevy Camaro.
He was dirt tracking that thing.
Turn 3 here. Wow, what a save.
That's some Tokyo drifting.
I just heard the song in my head. Just about 10 laps away from the stage. Can some of these drivers make it?
I was going to say real quick too, if they get a caution and then the race control says, "Oh, that's the stage," then these boys are going to be sitting pretty too.
Yeah,
that's another
kinda
thing.
Had that last night, Mike.
We did.
The 3 of Dennis Ansman, my pick, currently leading the race and doing a really good job out front. But are they going to pit? That is the big question. And you have Paul Irvin, who is just about 22 and a half seconds back. He is about a second faster. He's in the top 10, so he's going to get stage points. But how far does he go up?
I was going to say, that's still a long way to go to catch these guys. Because we are under 7 laps to go to the stage.
Yes, we are. Looking at the 73, the 09, and the 99, all under a blanket together. All 3 teammates. Primetime Motorsports, right there on your screen. As there goes the 4 of Jim Ott. This is crazy, Mike. We had a couple cautions in the first stage last night, so fuel strategy kind of went out the window. But this is insane to have 9 drivers out of a 24-car field, possibly making it to the stage.
I did not have this on my bingo card tonight, folks.
No,
did not have this happening.
Neither did I. And these guys are going to look like geniuses if they make it.
Oh yeah, because then that also gives them a warm up for the end of the race, being like, okay, we can pit with 48 to go and make it.
Going to be significantly slower. I will say that.
Yep.
But right now, Paul Irvin not really able to close in on the leader. Last time by, just only about 7/10 faster.
The yellow flag.
Oh, we got a caution. Oh, wow, this is going to play. Oh, this is going to play exactly like last night. They're probably going to end the stage right here.
Oh, him and Vital just connecting.
Oh, let's see that again. Oh, yeah.
The 93 to the inside. Flips the apron, just goes right up the racetrack, and And both of those cars completely destroyed.
And Josh Vidal's season from hell continues. Sorry.
Absolutely. And it's very unfortunate because Josh was running relatively well. Mike, you're going to have to cue me in on if that's going to be the stage, because that means we would interview Dennis Ansman.
It is. I just heard from Race Control. This is the stage. Now all these boys, AJ, are sitting pretty after that.
Absolutely. A lot of these drivers made it around the leaders, but he did keep about 7 or 8 a lap down. Mike, I'm going to let you interview our stage winner.
All right, you want me to bring him in?
Once he gets back on the racetrack. And it's all on you, whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm going to bring him in right about... right about now. Dennis, it's Mike and AJ in the booth. You got us.
Yes, I got you guys. How you doing up there?
Oh, we're doing fantastic, man. Look at you getting the stage win right there and saving fuel. What was the strategy there, bud?
I think that was just more pure luck on my end. But you know what? I'll take it however I can get it. Season hasn't started out the way I wanted it to, so to come here tonight and have a pretty good race here so far. You know, started 12th, halfway through the pack, made my way up to the front, and now just minding my P's and Q's, keeping everything clean, and hopefully be up here towards the end of the race.
How do you think the car and the setup is acting tonight for you? Have you seen much of a change from the drop of the green flag?
Well, it got really tight, especially from the start of the run. It was a little loose there at the beginning of the run, but there at the latter part, it was how would you say it? Plow truck. So hopefully here, now that I got some fresh tires on, go ahead and get a good feel on how much the track has changed and adapt from there.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck in the second half of this event, and hopefully, maybe we'll get to hear from you later on tonight.
Hopefully, sounds good, and hopefully you guys enjoy the broadcast up there in the booth.
All right. Take it easy, man. All right.
Will do. Thank you.
And that was our stage winner, Dennis Ansman, right there, AJ.
Yeah, and we are under our first caution, and our cautions here on All-Star 15 TV are brought to you by Elite Entertainment. Austin Karp is going to take over the lead. Then you have Dennis Ansman, Alan Fox, Bryce Senzak, and Michael Thwaites rounding that top 5. Mike, lights are off on the pace car. What are we going to expect now that we're going to go just under 100 laps to the finish?
Well, we're going to see if this thing continues to have a green flag run like it has been in the first stage. So I'm very interested to see how also this fuel mileage thing, how much this is going to affect the second half of this race, too. Because I don't think you and I expected any of that stuff to happen in the first stage. So this should be very interesting in the second half of this race.
Now, do you think we're going to continue to see fuel saving? Or are we just going to see all the way to the wall, and then if they need to save fuel, that's when they'll kick in fuel saving?
You know, AJ, I mean, it could go either way right now is what I'm thinking, but I could see these guys racing full out board and then saving fuel toward the end of the run, or I could even see short pitting being a factor too, because short pitting was a factor last night.
Yeah, you ain't kidding with that. I'm excited to see what we're going to have. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow, do all that great stuff that helps out the channel greatly. Check out all of our wonderful sponsors in the description. And pace car is off, and we are just about to go green, and there it is. Green flag back in the air. The 88 with a great restart. Dennis Ansman a little slow on the gas pedal. That might open up the door for the 73 entering turn 1. Now, Mike, take a look at this. Paul Irvin all the way in the back of the lead lap pack. It did not work out for him whatsoever.
No, it did not, AJ. So he's going to have to make his way from the back of the field and try to make his way to the front of the field before the end of this thing.
Back up front, we have a battle for the lead. Ansman in the 3 Chevy Camaro to the inside of Carp's Ford Mustang.
He's going to get it done. He's going to slide up here off of 4 and get back to the lead. Yeah, he is. He's going to bring Senjak with him.
Thank you, everybody chatting in the YouTube or Facebook, Twitch chat. Appreciate having y'all here. As there are the leaders, Thwaites and Carp now battling. I feel like that 88 is really stuck to that outside right now, and he is just getting freight trained to the inside.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's got the, at least the start of this run, it doesn't look like he has the machine underneath him. It seems like he's fighting it now. Now he got to the bottom. Let's see if he'll be able to stick it on the bottom here.
See if he can regain some of that lost ground. We also have Daniel Krim right behind him, as Daniel Krim is making a run to the inside.
And Joe Torres is looking down on that 29 machine, saying like, all right, boys, who am I going to follow to get a pass here? And Gary Wells side by side with Jim Ott back there behind those two. Those three, I should say. Oh, these 4 right under a blanket again.
Absolutely.
Side by side.
And let's talk about some of our biggest movers of the race, starting with our race leader, plus 12 spots, Dennis Ansman. Joe Torres in 6th, plus 9. That's really about it. Anybody of note in the plus area?
You know if that 88 took 4 tires on that pit stop? Because I mean, he's dropping. Like,
I wish
he's sitting still.
I wish it would tell me. But let's jump on that 88.
Something tells me he didn't take tires or something, because he's dropping like a rock here.
That's a very good question, Mike, because he's in the wall out of 4. He was almost a second slower than the leader last time by.
I'm starting to think that he did not take tires.
That'd be a very big mistake.
He might have taken tires when he pitted under green, but when he must have stayed out under the yellow.
He
That's what I'm
did.
thinking.
He did. He
Okay,
pit on lap 32 and stayed out at the yellow.
All right, then that would explain why he's dropping. He's gonna need a yellow.
But you have tires. You have 5 sets. You could have come down and grabbed 4 fresh tires. As you see Bryce Senzak, him and Alan Fox battling for that second position.
Yeah, I don't know exactly about that strategy. That's a little confusing to me. It's a bold strategy, but we'll see what happens.
I like the dodgeball reference there.
I was about to say it was a bold strategy, Cotton, but your nickname's not Cotton. But he is in a hornet's nest right now. They are swarming around him in that 88 machine.
Gary Wells, Daniel Krim side by side in 3 and 4. Coming off the turn, still side by side. Adam Capps, nowhere to go.
Oh, Robinson was sideways into 1. He saved it again, but he was... Oh, Krim got... Ooh, I don't know. Was that a little contact right there?
Go back and find out.
I think there's a little bit of contact right there with Krim and Gary, but let's take a look at this again.
All right, Gary watches up the track a little bit and continues to watch up the track. That's going to lose Krim a position.
Robinson is being so kindly to that 88. That's the second time in a row he's gotten right to the back bumper and almost spun him out. I mean, he's being very polite to that back bumper, that 88, and I think that 88 was like, all right, I've seen you enough on my bumper. Like, go ahead. It's like the last 2 times going into 1, that 22 was on the brakes hard, and that back end got super loose.
And there goes Robinson around that 88. And just so everybody knows, Mike Robinson in the 18th position is a first car 1 lap down. And that was for the lucky dog, him getting by the 88. Not the 69, I'm sorry. As Nate Orlowski, the last couple times by, is really fallen off a cliff in the 69 as he's now battling with the 88. You have Senzak and Thwaites 3rd and 4th. Dennis Ansman plus 12 sitting in 1st. Stage winner. Austin Karp now hitting pit road.
Yep, I think he'll regret that strategy, Paul, right there. But I mean, gotta give him somewhat of a credit to try it. You know, if he got a quickie yellow, that would have been a lot better for him.
Absolutely. If he was able to pull a yellow, that would have worked perfectly. Because I would be surprised if people didn't follow him down pit road. These tires chew up after about 5 or 10 laps. Still looking back here, it's the 6 of Kyle Miller, the 27 of Gary Wells, and the 2 of Adam Capps. All under a blanket. You see the 09 and the 99 of Senzak and Thwaites also under a blanket. Thwaites in the body armor Camaro. Looking for that run. It looks like he can get the run to the back of Senzak, but once they get to the turn, just can't do anything with it.
It's very hard to pass with these Xfinity cars. You really got to work somebody over, and hopefully maybe they will make a little bit of mistake and you can force them up the track a tiny bit and get underneath them. But it's very hard to pass.
I'm really curious if we are going to see maybe a bump and run late in the race, as Thwaites is going to get around the 09. And sorry about having the car logos up for so long. I was trying to get the gap overlay to be correct again. So I apologize. I was trying to get it to work. It looks like we're all good now. Yeah, Paul Irvin started in that 15th position on the restart, all the way back up to 10th. He's running faster than the leader and equal to Michael Thwaites last time by.
What Paul's going to need to do is Paul's going to need this to stay green for a while, gain up as many positions as he can, and then hopefully right before pit stop start, either get a yellow or have a quick pit stop.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm thinking, Mike. And he's been cutting through the field, but it's taken a lot longer than I feel like he'd want it to.
He's making the moves, though. That's for sure, AJ. He's making the moves.
If it's a primetime player, it's $1 million move.
I see what you did there with that reference. That was a good reference.
Titus O'Neil and Darren Young.
Yep.
Here comes the 93. He's coming to pit road. Caleb Hatt, our first caution of the evening that called the stage. He's hitting pit road. But up front by a half a second, it's the 3 of Dennis Ansman. Alan Fox sitting in second. In third, it's Michael Thwaites. You are watching All-Star 15 TV's broadcast of the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series live from Nashville Super Speedway. We will be right back. Well, caution comes out, and we come right back, and it looks like it is the 93 once again.
Whoa.
That looks like turn one?
That was right in front of the leaders, too, there, AJ. He's lucky he spun it to the apron, because what's happened here?
A lot of damage on that 93.
And he was just on pit road, too.
And it looked like he just stepped on the brake a little too hard and just yeeted it to the inside.
And he yeeted himself out the session too.
Well, first caution in the second stage. We're going to lap 145. Just about halfway there, everybody. And now that we are under caution, that Elite Entertainment caution, we are going to really take a commercial break so we could say hello to Extreme Scoring and the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join Nerds Doing Nerd Things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
RICMOTECH, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, RICMOTECH.com.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we are back underneath the Elite Entertainment caution for the second time this evening. The first one ended the stage, and the second one, Caleb Hatt put out right around halfway. Mike, are you ever tired? Like, do you ever feel lack of energy? And do you really ever just need a pick-me-up?
Especially some days, yes I do, AJ. I do.
And for some people that don't like the taste of coffee or are tired of those really sugary energy drinks, channel partner of All-Star 15 TV is W Energy. W is a brand of energy drinks that are designed to be clean, flavorful, and focused just on energy. I had my dragon fruit powder this morning. Comes with a free pack, comes with 3 predetermined flavors to throw in a water bottle, throw in a shaker. I had my dragon fruit one this morning, and it was fire. It was good. It tasted good. I felt the energy, and it lasted throughout the whole day, and each serving is right around 30 calories.
That sounds good too, AJ. That flavor right there. Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh, it was great. Great. As here we go. Thwaites on the inside, Fox on the outside, and we are green once again. Dennis Ann's been able to pull second away from Alan Fox, but that 73 is going to hard charge on that middle lane. Coming out of 2 with the run.
I'm talking about the restart being under review.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got hard trouble. Sorry. Joe Torres into the outside wall a ton in that 29. Wow. He got hooked to the...
You can't even see mobile on that.
He got hooked to the right, and that was goodbye, goodbye.
Looks like he's coming up the racetrack a little bit, and Adam Capps just cleans him out. Nowhere.
Ooh. What a hit. I mean, that thing...
Nothing Adam Capps could have done.
And the points leader is in trouble.
Absolutely. We're going to watch that again. This time from Joe Torres. You're going to see Torres come up the racetrack a little bit, right where Capps is.
Oh, what a hit. What a hit.
It's broken.
As I was mentioning before that accident happened, the restart was under review by race control because they were looking at some people brake checking toward the back of the field. It's kind of in the section of Mike Robinson and Joshua King and Nate Orlowski.
Oh yeah, look at it all. Oh!
Oh my goodness! Oh, Austin Karp was in it. Oh my goodness.
We're going to go from the NDNT Blimp Camp, the Nerds Who Nerd Things podcast. New episodes every Thursday. Watch it all. Oh.
Oh, Austin Karp's got to be like, you got to be kidding me.
But now that we're under caution, once again, back to what I was saying about the W Energy. Use code AS15TV to save 10% on your orders. Visit w.gg to place it today. Also got to thank Elite Entertainment for being our caution period sponsors. Wow. Unfortunate Joe Torres head first into the outside wall. Kind of came up the racetrack and nowhere for the two to go, but that stack up on the restart, I'm surprised that didn't put out the caution.
Yeah, so was I, because that was pretty hard contact right there.
Wow. Third caution of the evening, lap 79 on the board. Glad to have everybody watching at home with us. Hopefully you're staying safe, and if anybody is in the affected area in Florida, Georgia, around there, we're hoping for the best for you, praying for you, and hopefully you guys get through it. Yes, that is absolutely mollywopping the Tampa area right now. I was watching Jim Cantor earlier, and it wherever you see him, you know you're in trouble. Right, Mike?
Yep. You know, when Jim Cantori's coming to your town, you know some serious stuff's going to happen.
And the only time I see him appear is when there's going to be a really bad snowstorm. Heck, you're around Chicago. That lake effect snow is nuts.
He's prevalent in the snowstorm field, he's prevalent in the tornado field, and he's prevalent in the hurricane field. So he's got all things covered right there.
Lights are off on the iRacing official pace car. The 99 is currently your race leader. The 3 of Dennis Ansman. 2 is outside. Alan Fox and Senzak in row 2. Jimot Paul Irvin bouncing back in that 3rd row. Your 4th row, Kyle Miller, Adam Capps, and rounding out the top 10, it's Kyle Zimmer and Gary Wells. Your biggest mover of the race is currently in P2. That is the 3 plus 11 of Dennis Ansman.
And it looks like we got some shade on the racetrack for the first time today there, AJ. Looks like...
Yeah, that's going to change some things on a concrete racetrack. But here we go, everybody. Gonna throw the green flag once again. I'm gonna put lap 81 on the board, going to 145. Glad you've tuned in. Hit that like button, subscribe, and follow. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Side by side, Irvin and Ott. That's for 5th. That 48 is so good on the middle lane.
Oh, Senzak trying to make a move on Dennis Ansman right here. Here comes Irvin. He's trying to make it look 3 wide and 1, but they settle back out to single file.
And Irvin had to hit the brakes. He was going to run over the 09 of Senzak. Oh, and it looked like the 99 in the wall out of 2.
Oh, wow, that that 4 car sent it in there. Woo! He almost made contact with that 3 going into 1.
And it looked like the 3 tried to send it in there as well to avoid it, as he went right up the racetrack, as we're about to go 3 wide. Oh, God. Almost.
Oh, they're making a little contact right there. Oh, it's going to stack up this inside line now.
It's going to stack up everybody, because they were 2 wide coming out of 4. Now they're 3 wide.
Oh, they're going to be 3 wide off of 2 right here.
Miller, Ott, Wells.
Oh, contact right there.
Between Gary and the 4?
No, between the 6 and the 4.
Oh, we're gonna have contact again.
Oh, he gave him a bump again. Been a bad couple laps for this 4 car.
The Jimot is going backwards right now. Which is wild, because he's on the inside, the preferred lane, but he keeps getting hit and bumped every which way. Up front, here comes the 73. Right to the back bumper of Michael Thwaites coming out of 2. If you're that 73, Mike, what's going through your head?
Trying to get past Thwaites as fast as I can so I can break open a gap and maybe do some fuel saving.
I'm gonna jump on board with that 73.
He's looking to the inside.
He hit the chip going in the wall.
It's the first time I've seen an Xfinity car hit the chip.
Not the toot my team's horn, but the Rangers currently 5-0 on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Toot toot.
That game on TNT tonight.
Yeah, which I'm surprised I get. Usually they black that out. Dennis Ansman in 5th. He's got Jim Ott, Kyle Miller, Gary Wells all under a blanket right behind him. But he's also trying to get by Paul Irvin, who's trying to get back to P2, where he started and possibly the lead.
That 48 is fast.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Fast.
Okay, 6-0. I'm sorry.
Well, like I was mentioning earlier, Paul was going to need a yellow or 2 to get back in this race, and he definitely got those 2 yellows to get right back in this thing.
Yeah, and he's running right around what the leaders are, maybe a 10th off every lap or so. But he's running really good to hold on to that 4th position because he is pulling away from Dennis Ansman.
And as we're getting here in a few laps here, AJ, our final fuel window, especially what we saw in that first stage, is going to open up in the next couple laps.
Especially for some of these drivers that were able to go the full first stage without having to pit. Do you think somebody is going to risk coming down with 40 to go?
Well, as we've seen earlier tonight, I think anything's possible, and I can certainly see somebody trying it. That's for sure. Because you're going to have those guys that came in earlier, and they're going to see what those guys did, and they stayed out and got the stage points and got the stage win. They're going to be thinking to themselves, well, this might be my time to pull a little strategy myself.
And you're going to feel like Superman, because everybody else is going to have right around 30-ish lap tires. But that's going to change once everybody else starts.
What does your broadcast partner on Tuesday nights always say, Gary Wells? If you're going to do what the leader's going to do, you're just going to follow the leader.
Yeah, and honestly, with Alan Fox, Michael Thwaites, Bryce Sentenzek, Paul Irvin, and even Dennis Ansman, your top 5 right now, you have to do something different than them to possibly beat them. Cody Kepner in the YouTube chat says short pit wins. But that might be a little too much of a short pit. Kyle Zimmer, Gary Wells, Zimmer in the Hendrick Cars Camaro, and then Gary Wells in the JP Customs Camaro. Adam Cap's doing a really good rebounding after him in Joe Torres got into it. And how did Joe Torres not lose a lap? All that damage on the 29, and he didn't lose a lap.
I wonder how much that time was on pit road for that required or optional.
Right.
So that had to at least be a minute and a half or 2 minutes.
Paul Irvin and Bryce Senzak, the 09 of Senzak. The 0IX09. Oh, I get it. Because he's the 09 and his paint scheme says 09. It only took me to race number 3 of the season to notice that. Okay, we're doing good. We're 5. We're good. Also want to give a well wish to Jeffrey Goodpaster. He was going to try to race tonight. Unfortunately, dealing with a bit of a stomach bug. So, Jeffrey, we hope you're getting better, and we'll see you at Mid-Ohio next week.
Yeah, AJ, we're doing a little change of pace next week on the broadcast. We're going to a road course.
Big change of pace. A track I've never broadcasted at. So that's going to be fun because I have to do homework for that. Mike, have you ever raced there?
It's been a long time since I have.
What can you say about it?
It's very hilly, that's for sure. And especially if you watch real life races there, it's very hilly. And it can put on some good racing every once in a while too.
I think these Xfinity cars are going to do that exact same.
Yeah, I think so. Especially if fuel mileage is going to play a factor on road courses because it always does. And these guys, you know, who can be the best under braking? That's going to be another key for next week too.
Irvin is working over Senzak, lap in, lap out.
It's going to be a very interesting week though for the channel. I mean, Tuesday night trucks are going to the dirt track at Knoxville, which
dude, it's gonna all week. 8-car Monday nights. We're going to Montreal.
It's going to be a very diverse week next week. I don't know how I'm going to do for Knoxville, so we'll see.
Oh, the week after?
No, next week. The trucks are at Knoxville next Tuesday.
No, they're at Canadian Tire.
Are they? Because
yes.
I look.
It's a full week of road courses.
I'm going to look at it right now because I thought we were at Knoxville. For some reason, I read Knoxville on the schedule.
There goes Paul.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The 09 went up the racetrack a little bit, opening the door. And they're catching Michael Thwaites right now.
You are right, AJ. I was wrong. It was Canadian Tire Motorsports Park next week. I don't know what I was looking at earlier.
Practicing the wrong track.
I would. Yeah, it tells you how much prepared I am for next week. Jeez.
All under a blanket, the 99, the 09, and the 48. Go back a little bit further in the running order. Coleman and Joshua King. That's for 16th. You see Ryan Fry right behind him, still on the lead lap. Very quiet race for the 32. But he's kept it, knock on wood, clean. And he might even try to make a pass here if these two start getting at it. But up front, it's Alan Fox, Michael Thwaites, Bryce Senzak, Paul Irvin, and Dennis Hansman. Your top 5. You're watching All-Star 15 TV's broadcast of the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series from Nashville Super Speedway. I'm Agent Cola, Mike Campigio in the booth. We are just about 40 laps away from calling somebody a winner. Mike, it's been a very eventful race so far.
It has, AJ. It has. It's been a lot more entertaining and wild than I think either of us had pegged for tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's after last night, I knew what we could get, and I'm very happy with what we're getting both nights. It has been a very difficult track for these drivers. You've seen a lot of strategy go involved, whether it's saving fuel or short pitting. A lot of different strategies and a lot of different leaders throughout the event. You still have your Fox, Thwaites, Irving, Senzak, Ansman, but you have a lot of drivers that you weren't really expecting to be up there, at leading at one point.
Caution.
Oh, we got a
Yellow
caution.
flag is out, and Mike Robinson, the 22. Ooh, has to jump the pit road. Him in the 88.
Oh.
The 88 just sends him.
Wow. Okay,
What was
something.
all that about?
Something tells me that was something happened earlier at some point, because that looked like premeditated. If you ask me.
So we backed it up a full lap. Oh, the
Oh,
88
maybe-
gets him loose into one.
Maybe the 88 was mad that Robinson threw the block right there. Because you look at it again. Let's take a look at this again.
I don't know. I
Okay,
kind of
we're
want to
going-
back up a little further. Okay, so we've gone back a couple laps here.
88's got to run.
Yeah, kind of loses it through center. The 22 smacks the wall.
Okay, now we're going to be... He's going to look to the inside. I mean, that kind of looked like he chopped them off. I don't know if you want to say he chopped them off, but...
Yeah, it looked like the 22 was trying to hold that position by any means necessary. And down the back straightaway, not giving any quarter to Nate Orlowski in the 88, as the 88's going to look to the outside and
You mean Austin Carp?
try to diamond the turn. Oh, Carp, I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought it was Orlowski.
And he's looked to the outside. Then
And
he
just-
yeah, that was premeditated from what happened the lap before.
Absolutely, and that's going to take the 22 completely out of it, and I wouldn't be surprised if something happens along with the 88 of Austin Carp, who had a decent race going until, honestly, he didn't. That was pretty bad, and I think we're actually going to go back and jump on board with that 88 to kind of see what happened. Just...
We're gonna look at it again.
Yeah, but this is from the 88's point of view. Right now, you kind of can see the 88's mind was already made up. He doesn't even lift for the turn until after hitting the 22.
Yep, that is some premeditated action right there. I mean, I get that, you know, you're maybe upset that you got involved in that restart wreck a few laps ago, and then that'll happen with the lap before that, and then it's just like, you may lose your cool at some point. To happen, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear something either late tonight or possibly tomorrow about something about that. But wow, wasn't expecting that tonight. That another thing I didn't have on my bingo card. But we are going to step away for just a moment. We'll be right back, everybody.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
We're back, everybody. This caution was brought to you by Elite Entertainment. Thank you, Adam and Co, for coming on board. Here we go. Fox on the inside, Thwaites on the outside, and we are green once again. 35 laps to go.
I tell you, that outside line tonight has not gotten going on any restart. It's always been the bottom.
It hasn't. But that 48's going to try to take advantage to the inside and pull second. Now Thwaites still battling on that outside. And look at that. Paul Irvin trying to pull away from Thwaites and trying to close in on Alan Fox. Further back, the 4 of Jim Ott stuck to the outside. Then his hands went underneath him.
Oh, hang on to it. Yeah, a little bump right there. That's going to sack everything up here off of 4. Oh, yeah. 3 wide right here. We're going to go 3 wide into the corner. Oh, there we go. Gary's around. 27 in the grass.
Inside.
Him and Dennis Ansman made contact, and Gary goes for a ride through the grass.
Way to minimize the damage off of the 27. But yeah, they're 3 wide. Crim to the outside. Looks like the 3 just comes down, clips Gary, and sends Gary a spinning through the grass.
That's a hell of a save, too, through the grass.
Yeah, I know it sucks for that 27, but that could have been a lot worse.
Oh, we got trouble. Austin Karp, Nate Orlowski. Oh, Ryan Fry's in it.
Ryan was having such a nice, quiet night. See
Austin Karp
here with Austin Karp. He's the 88 to the inside, comes up, not clear, and ends up going headfirst into the wall.
Oh, Ryan. I feel bad for Ryan Fry right there. Having a clean night and nowhere to go.
Very unfortunate for that 32. Completely destroyed.
Yep.
Paul Irvin coming down pit road. Alan Fox, Michael Thwaites, Kyle Miller, and Bryce Senzak staying out. Interesting.
As Cody Kepner puts it in the comment section, that yellow was a break for Gary, which it is. This yellow is a break for him.
That's a very big grid. Once again, this 5th caution of the evening brought to you by Elite Entertainment. Wow. Even the iRacing spotter, I think, is a little bit better to say not clear yet. But that 88 comes right up at Nate Orlowski and ends up headfirst in the backstretch wall, collecting the 69 and the 32, ending at least Ryan Fry's night. Which is very unfortunate because I think that 32 could have gotten a top 15, probably closer to a top 10 with everybody else's issues being had tonight. So these caution laps, I really think, are helping Alan Fox, Michael Thwaites, and everybody, because now they can make it on fuel. They don't have to worry.
Oh boy.
What happened?
So, like, they ruled what the incident was for. Okay, yep. We got some tempers going on right now, AJ.
Do you want to PG what the ruling was?
Well, they called it on the 69, and the 69 is not very happy with that.
I very much disagree with that ruling.
And the 88 and the 69 are also mouthing off to each other right now, so that's lovely.
I very much disagree with that ruling, and I'm just a broadcaster. I have no say whatsoever. But we'll go back and take a look at it real fast.
Let's see what the onboard camera will show from the 69's perspective.
Because it looks like that 69 doesn't come off the wall.
Let's see here. Yeah, he didn't really come off the wall, in my opinion, with that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that was all the 88 coming up the racetrack. But we're not admins.
No, we are not.
We're just broadcasters. We call it as we see it. Try to give you guys the best show in the world, and we're going to double file it up. $118 out of 145. 5th caution of the evening. Alan Fox, your race leader. In 2nd, Michael Thwaites. Kyle Miller in 3rd. Bryce Senzak in 4th. Ott sitting in that 5th position. Then you have Kyle Zimmer in 6th. 7th, it's Dennis Ansman. Taylor Bertram in 8th, 9th, Connor Coleman. And rounding out that top 10, the 17 of Joshua King. Just about ready to go. Green. Under 30 laps to go, Mike.
Yeah, we're gonna be a lot more aggressive now on these restarts. If we keep getting these yellows late in the race, you're gonna see a lot of guys taking a lot of chances on these restarts here late.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. And once again, that outside lane, a little bit of a wheel spin it looked like. That's going to open up the door for Bryce Senzak to cut to the inside.
Oh, Adam Capps is around. Nate Orlowski's around off of 2. We're in the grass, and we're spinning, AJ.
I think we should stay green.
Well, the 69 is sitting in the middle of the track.
That started with Joshua Vital getting into the 2, and the 69 just being caught up in it.
Oh, the 4 and the 25 are in the wall. 4's around. Oh, that's going to be hit hard.
Who was that just hit him?
Kyle Zimmer in the 25. No caution yet. We're wrecking everywhere, and there's no yellow.
Oh, there was another. It was a Podium Esports car. What a wreck right here. Ott comes up into Kyle Zimmer. Oh,
that's Connor Coleman.
Connor
Yeah,
Coleman. How have we stayed green?
I have no idea. I mean, we're racing. I mean, we still got 25 laps to go, but we're racing like it's 2 to go. Like, what? What are we doing here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we're gonna put 25 laps on the board. If we stay green, that's about 12 minutes left of action for some of these drivers to make moves to figure out where they're gonna finish. But no cautions, but pure chaos since the restart. Alan Fox able to pull away about a half a second lead over Kyle Miller. Your biggest mover of the race at this point is that number 5 of Taylor Bertram. He is right about a second and 2/10 back from the race lead. Mike, this has been crazy these last 10 laps.
Yes, the intensity has flipped up a whole entire notch, is what it has been.
And there goes Thwaites looking to the inside of Miller. You saw the 09 wanted to come up the racetrack just a little bit. That's going to hurt him big time off of 2.
There comes Paul Irvin.
Trying to make that pass as fast as possible. Wade's coming down just a little bit to help with the toe. And Irvin's going to send it into 1 and clear the 09. Starting to pull away is that 73. Mike, what do you got?
I was going to say, to me, it looks like the 73 is starting to back up to these guys here.
Oh, well, I could be wrong. This time by Fox with a 30.74. Yeah, you're right, Mike. And Kyle Miller a 30.68.
There goes Paul Irvin. He's going for 3rd.
That 48 is bad fast right now. And there goes the 69 of Nate Orlowski coming out of 4. He is the first car. 1 lap down if we get another caution.
At 48 to 3rd.
And he is very fast closing in on Kyle Miller, I'm sorry. A little bit further back, Daniel Krim. It looks like Dennis Ansman as they try to navigate around the 69. And here comes Gary Wells as well.
Battle for 2nd. Kyle Miller, Paul Irvin. Oh, wow. Paul's just going to take it from Kyle Miller.
That is a crazy power move from that 48. That looked like he hit DRS or pushed him past to make that move.
That 48 is on a mission right here with 15 to go coming this time by.
There is a group right behind Paul Irvin as Paul's pulling in Alan Fox. You see the 6 of Kyle Miller. He's going to go up to block a little bit to the 99. And because of that, Senzak is going to fill the hole.
This is the time of the race now. You've been in this car for about over an hour and a half. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Take no prisoners now. Take no prisoners now. That 48 is caught the 73.
That 73, I don't know if he's saving anything, but you got to remember, Alan Fox last pit on 106, Paul Irvin on 115. So there is a tire advantage to that 48.
And here he comes. I thought he was going to look there in the 1, but he's right to the back bumper here.
73 taking his line away in 1.
He's got to get a big run here off of 2. A little bit sideways off of 2.
And they both did.
Oh, we see a little bit of a bump and run here, like you mentioned earlier, AJ.
Oh, absolutely, but I think it might be a little too early for that.
Oh, he just dove out underneath him right here. Side by side for the lead.
There it
And
is.
He's going to clear him.
Big move for the 48. Move him to the point. How fast does he pull away from the field now?
Yeah, he's not going to want to see a late race yellow, I'll tell you that much right now. He wants to sing.
He's trying to get back what he lost last night, because he pit on the first green-white checkered attempt for fuel and tires, dropped all the way back to around that 15th position, and I think he ended up making it to 7th. So I think he very much wants to seal the deal here tonight. Back a little bit further, Miller, Thwaites, Senzak, and Bertram all under a blanket still, as Bertram's going to kill the wall out of 4. That's going to take the 5 completely out of that equation and open up another one with Krim, Wells, and Ansman. As Krim and Wells have been under about the same couple positions all night. They have not left each other. I think the furthest time they were apart is being in different pit stalls. Stay tuned, everybody. We are under 10 laps to go. We are going to talk to our podium finishers once the race hits checkered. Miller holding up these cars behind them. They're going to have to do something. Or they're going to battle amongst themselves and let the 6 pull away a little bit.
No, that 09 cleared that 99 right there, so that 09...
Oh, here comes the crossover.
He's going to shut it off the corner, it looks like here.
But up front, Paul Irvin pulling away by about 3/10 a lap.
Biggest battle.
The back bumper of the 09.
I was going to say the biggest battle we have on track is right here for 3rd. Who will get the last interview position and the last spot on the podium?
For all we know, it could be Daniel Krim, because these guys might have an issue. As holy cow, what a block from the 6.
We're coming down to 5 laps to go. That 09 is looking.
Yeah, but he's going to have to do something as there's contact.
There is contact. Oh, they're going to... Oh, I thought they were really going to hit right there.
Miller given the 09 a very shallow entry into 3. Almost just wrecked everybody. Still holding on to this battle because Paul Irvin, without a caution, is gone. Kyle Miller is gone. This is now just a battle for 4th. Krim has caught the 09 and the 99.
And that 09 is reeling in that 6 again here as we go into turn 3. As we're coming to 3 laps to go. He might have one last shot to get a 3rd place finish here.
And at that point, he's gonna have to move on.
He might not be as courteous as he was just a couple laps ago here.
As Krim's gonna take away 5th from Thwaites. Closing back in on Miller.
As Paul Irvin hits turns 3 and 4, he's going to come around to see 2 laps to go.
That dual popsicle sticks are going to be up in the air for that 48 when he crosses the line.
You know he's going to be hustling his heart out to get back to the white, so we don't have a green-white checkered.
No kidding. He might get it on the white flag lap, a shot at the 6.
As we are watching this, as Paul makes his way into turn 4, he's going to see that white flag sponsored by
the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. New episodes every Sunday.
Oh, Krim's looking for 4th now. That might kill the 09's run. Oh, the 09 really drove it in deep there.
Yeah, and it's stuck. He's going to have one shot. One opportunity.
This is all behind Paul Irvin and Alan Fox, who are in 1st and 2nd. This is the battle for 3rd.
Not going to get there. Krim is going to send it too. But coming out of turn 4, Paul Irvin is going to win the Xfinity race here at Nashville Super Speedway.
And Kyle Miller held off Daniel Krim by a foot.
Yeah, Krim was a very hard charger this last run. Big kudos to that 47. But right now, it's all about that 48. As he's going to get back to that start-finish line and burn it down. But let's run down our finishing order before we talk to our podium drivers. Finishing here tonight by over 2 seconds, Paul Irvin gets the win. Race number 3 of the season. Alan Fox in 2nd. 3rd, Kyle Miller. 4th, Daniel Krim. In 5th, you have Bryce Senzak. 6th, Michael Thwaites. Gary Wells with a very quiet but good race. In 7th, Taylor Bertram. In 8th, 9th, it's Dennis Ansman. And running out that top 10, it's Joshua King. Mike, take us to 20.
Well, AJ, in 11th place is Kyle Zimmer. 12th place, Joe Torres. 13th, Joshua Gillian. 14th, Connor Coleman. 15th, Adam Capps. 16th, Ethan Pimpley. 17th, Joshua Vidal. 18th, Nate Orlowski. 19th, Derek Catt. And rounding out the top 20 is Ryan Fry.
Yeah, what a very fun race. I'm excited to talk to our podium drivers momentarily. But Mike, what'd you think of it?
Well, AJ, very, very entertaining tonight. I thought that was a great race all around. So many twists and turns that we saw tonight, and I think it had everything that I think all the fans at home would be wanting.
Oh, I see him right there in the Discord. Mike, can you do me a favor and grab Kyle Miller?
I will. You want to take third and second while I take the first, since I did pick Paul Irvin?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I will bring Kyle Miller in for you right here.
Kyle, great race tonight. A little bit crazy those last couple laps, especially with Daniel Krim, Senzak, and Thwaites breathing down the back of your neck. Talk about your race and talk about that wild finish between you couple drivers.
I mean, I felt like I had to there defend the last, 10, 15 laps. My right front was really gone. And I thought they were just going to get by me, to be honest. It was nerve-wracking.
No, but it was a very, very awesome battle to watch. I felt like once Paul Irvin took the lead, we focused on you guys, and it felt like, yeah, about the last 15, 20 laps, you guys put on one heck of a show. Finishing third here this evening, we're talking to Kyle Miller. Next week, we're going to Mid-Ohio. Have you ever ran there, and what are you expecting from you and your team there?
I mean, I feel like I've ran a lot of stuff there. I'm expecting us to do pretty well. I mean, we're gonna practice like we've never practiced before. Gonna do our thing and expect big things out of us next week.
All right, brother. Well, before we let you go and enjoy the podium finish, any sponsors you want to plug?
Oh, I'd like to thank RICMOTECH for supporting all of what XMS does here, and for sure thank Gary Wells and Warrior for everything they've done to bring me in here and do what we do.
All right, dude. Well, thank you for coming and chat with us. Congratulations on the P3 finish. Mike, did you have something for him?
Not off the top of my head, AJ. I did
All right.
not.
We'll go to P2 in a second. Kyle, thanks for talking with us, pal.
Yeah, y'all have a good night.
See you later, dude. All right. It's P2 Alan Fox. Alan, it's AJ and Mike in the broadcast booth. You got it copied.
Hey, guys. Yeah.
Hey, I feel like we're talking to you a lot these first couple weeks. Coming home second this evening, and it felt like you were all over the running order and making your way, obviously, back up towards the front. How was the car? How was that run towards the finish? Because I swear, you and Paul put on one heck of a show for a majority of that last run until he was able to get by you.
Yeah, I think if the last caution didn't come out, me and Paul would have put on an even better show if we had even tires. So he made the right call and went down and got tires, and that made the difference. He was able to blow right past me. I held him up for like 2 laps, and that's all I had.
Well, you had a really strong race once again. What kind of momentum does that bring you now that we've had most of the tracks? We've had a super speedway, we've had a intermediate, we've had something like a intermediate short track hybrid, but next week we go to a road course. Does any of that momentum that you've seen early on in this season transfer to you running around Mid-Ohio next week?
No, absolutely not. I won't be talking to you boys next week. I am god awful on road courses. I'm lucky to come away with a top 10 on those things.
Well, something that somebody told me a long time ago, if you keep it on the pavement, you're gonna come away with a top 10 or top 5.
Yeah, that's about all I try to do on road courses, is just keep the thing going straight, and usually I can steal a couple spots doing that, but yeah, it's not my forte.
Well, good thing you had a really good first couple races before we hit the road course. But before we let you go and celebrate the second place this evening, sponsors, want to plug them?
Yeah, got the W car there again. I know you guys share a sponsor with me, so if you use that code to buy Fox iRacing, you'll get 10% off, and I get a little bit of that too. So that's always nice and appreciated. Extreme for putting all this on, and you guys for doing the broadcast.
All right, Alan, thanks for talking with us, pal. You enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you at Mid-Ohio next week.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, Mike. This next one is all you.
All right, let me bring him in here. Paul, it's Mike and AJ in the booth. Man, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you, guys. It's been a long time coming.
A little bit of a redemption from last night, I would say, correct?
Yeah. Well, the caution came out, with 30 to go instead of 2 to go. So that made the choice a little bit easier. Just basically just hoping that we could keep it green on that last run, and everybody managed to. There were a couple of should have been cautions there that didn't come out, so everything just kind of lined up tonight.
It seems like you and Alan and Bryce were the top three for majority of the evening. Austin Karp was up there for a little bit too. But overall, just talk to me about your night and how the car felt for you.
Yeah, car felt great. Made a bit of a strategy error there on that first stage. Didn't think anybody could really make it on fuel there. So I split it in half and thought that would be the way to go. And apparently it wasn't, so lost out on a few stage points there. But yeah, later on in the race, halfway through the long green flag runs, I could tell that my car, I just had a long run car. So chasing Bryce down, chasing Allen down. I knew as long as it would stay green there, as long as I didn't have a green white checkered or like a 5 to 10 lap run, I felt like this was my best chance to get a win in the near future, and managed to get the strategy call right, managed to get everybody, even if I had to move Alan a little bit. And he even said whenever I bumped him, he said I'd move my slow explicitive here too. So no hard feelings there. I mean, I feel like that's who I'm going to be running against most of the season here. So glad that we could run relatively clean and no hard feelings there, and manage to come out on top this week.
Well, as we put Nashville in the rearview mirror and we go next week, we're going road course racing in Mid-Ohio. Give me your thoughts as we're going to the great state of Ohio.
Well, I'm not the best road racer. Watkins Glen's always my go-to road course, and then after that, there's a huge gap between running well at Watkins Glen and running mediocre at insert road course here. So, not looking forward to it as much as some of these other road ringers, but momentum on my side. I have gotten a little bit better road racing. Been running with Gary Wells and that whole Warrior Enterprises team doing some road racing, and been getting some tips and learning some there. So we'll see if my lessons have paid off next week.
Well, Paul, before we let you get out of here for the evening to celebrate this win, is there any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, obviously RICMOTECH for sponsoring the series. Shame I couldn't shout them out yesterday too, but shout them out for sponsoring both series here. And shout out to Dustin Carroll for making the paint schemes. This is an older one from last year, but still glad I get the Branded Bandit a win here. And shout out to Ed Morris for running the oval side of this league. He does a hell of a job. Glad I keep coming back season after season and running against these same guys. Got a great group of guys here between Allen and Thwaites and even Bryce. I feel like I'm always around Bryce at these tracks, so it's always a lot of fun racing here. And shout out to you guys up in the booth. This is definitely going to be one to go back and watch a few times and just basking, finally getting a win here in Extreme.
Well, Paul, congratulations again on the win tonight, and hopefully we will see you next week at Mid-Ohio and maybe get to interview again next week if everything goes well.
Man, it's going to take a lot of luck and a little bit of skill. So we'll see, but hope to see you guys there too.
All right, man. Have a great night, all right?
Thank you. You guys too.
All right, Mike, break it down. What are your thoughts of tonight's race?
Well, AJ, I think just like we mentioned before, an outstanding race from start to finish. A lot of drama, a lot of action, more than I think you and I thought was possible. And a lot of guys, all over the place. We saw a lot of comers and goers tonight. We saw a lot of dominant cars, and we saw a lot of action. So I think Nashville provided everything that it was set out to be, and I'm looking forward to doing a little something different next week at Mid-Ohio for some road course racing, and hopefully we'll have our third broadcast partner with us next week too.
Absolutely. But, we're won by Paul Irvin. Second place was Alan Fox, Kyle Miller. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. It really helps us out. But also check out all our sponsors within the description on Facebook and YouTube. Those also help us out. For Mike Campigio, I'm AJ Capola. We are signing off. Take care, and we'll see you at Mid-Ohio next.
RICMOTECH, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, RICMOTECH.com.